What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Crypto Rush. Today is August 26th, 2020, Wednesday, and we are having some green in the market today. A little bit of a relief from the past couple of days, and we're finally seeing some recovery. Now, will this recovery last, and where we will be going from here? We're going to be discussing that today on Bitcoin, on some of my top altcoin setups and the ones on my watch list. Now, if this sounds good to you, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel as I'll be coming out with new daily videos to keep you guys updated on my top altcoin list and Bitcoin technical analysis setup, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. And before we begin, I want to mention that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and trading in this market is extremely risky, so always do your own due diligence before trading or investing in this market. Now let's begin. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin first. Now Bitcoin is still moving a little slowly, but as mentioned yesterday, in the past few days, it has broken out of that uptrend that we have been in the rising wedge, and now the measured move of the rising wedge, since it's a downward pattern, we have it at about 9,800. That is the measured move target. Now, are we going to get there? We're going to have to see, because right now it is underneath the 11,500 mark, which is pretty key resistance now, and we're seeing Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart right here. We're trying to get above it. There's also quite a few moving averages right above it as well that's serving as resistance. So I would not consider ourselves out of this downtrend right here that is that's from being broken out of the rising wedge right here. But it looks like it's going to take a little bit to play out, and Bitcoin is going to keep us in suspense to see what it's going to do next. Now on the hourly chart, we see that the price action has gotten back on top of the 21 MA on the hourly, which is a good sign. But now we're seeing the price action is trying to get back up on top of the 50 MA moving average on the hourly. We'll see if that's going to be successful. If that is successful, that's a good sign as well, because that's another resistance level that we just get over. But the key level here that we'll be watching is 11,500. If the price action can get on top and close on top of 11,500, we could possibly see the price action getting back on top of this trend line right here, which is the rising wedge, and we're going to have to break this high right here so we can avoid a lower high and a lower low. Until then, I would still be very cautious on what Bitcoin could be doing and if it could fall down any lower. Now, if it does get rejected at 11,500 or one of these resistance levels, which is coming down soon to meet at about 11,500, the next level that I would be looking out for, well, will be obviously the 21 MA on the hourly, which is currently at 11,400, but this could be moving up quite quickly. But the next level below that, we'll still have the 4-hour 200 MA, which is at 11,400. I think these would serve as support levels if we do get rejected at the 11,500. So it might go a little sideways between these moving averages and 11.5 if it does get rejected there. So maybe there's not going to be big movements if we do get immediately rejected at 11,500. But if we do get down, do break these support levels on these moving averages, the next level we'll be looking at, it seems like we'll be looking at 10,700. That is currently the 6-hour 200 MA. 10,700. This is 10,050. That's pretty much a possibility as well, but the next stop would be 10,700. which is what it seems like. Well, yeah, about 10,700. This is the daily 50 MA is also right here too. So that is going to be quite a drop. So we are going to be keeping an eye out on the price action here to see if it does get rejected above 11,500 or if it can close above 11,500. If it does not, it's going to be running between this moving average for a little while before it drops to the next level, as I mentioned, 10,700. Now, that's my prediction. I'm going to be keeping an eye out on what happens and strategizing on based on what happens. Now, if the price action of Bitcoin does drop, I am going to take my positions, possibly take my positions out of my altcoin holdings, which I have discussed for the past couple of days in the last couple of days episode, because the last time, which was on Monday or Tuesday when Bitcoin dropped, I just took a big hit on my positions. I do not want that happening again. I'm going to be closing my positions optimally before that happens, if that happens on Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at my next setup. Now this setup I have been talking about for the last couple of days as well. If you guys have not seen it, go back to watch it. But I do think this is going to be a good opportunity to hold. Now this is just my advice, not financial advice. This is my prediction, so not financial advice. Do strategize on your own. But this, I do think it is a good midterm hold type of coin because it's been on this falling wedge for a little while, actually for quite some time, couple of weeks, even though it's quite a bit of a new coin. Now it does look like the pattern, the price action does want to break out of this pattern, but you know what happens 2 days ago, about Monday or Tuesday, Bitcoin broke down. I think that is what caused this price action to drop. Now we're going to see if the price action can get back above some of these key resistance levels, which are the moving averages. Now the next moving average that we're looking at is about 0.0013, but I think the final one that we have to look at would be about at 0.0015. Let's find that moving average right here. Yeah, it's about 0.0015 over that. I would not even consider getting in before that unless it's like a type of a scalp opportunity between the moving averages. But that is just me. That's my opinion. I would not consider going into a midterm hold until price action gets above all of the moving averages currently. I think this is a good opportunity. And also, the supporting data that we have here is that we do have bullish divergence on the daily chart on this coin, comparing with the low on August 22nd to the new low, the lower low on August 25th. So that kind of gives me some kind of indication that the price action of this coin could reverse, and we could be seeing an opportunity here. Of course, we're going to be keeping an eye out on what exactly happens, on if the price action does continue lower, and that could be another scenario. Let's move on to Compound. Now, this is the coin that I had positioned in for the past couple of days, and it has taken me for quite a ride. I thought the falling wedge was going to reverse anytime soon, but it took me for a few days ride partially because of Bitcoin, I believe, and now it's finally getting on top of some of these moving averages that have been acting as resistance. Now, until we have actually gone back on top of all these moving averages, it's still gonna be a bumpy ride, and the breakout target of this falling wedge, of course, that we have, it looks like we have already broken out of, but after we get above these moving averages, I have a target that is about 250. It's 180 right now. I think that's going to take some time to play out, and there's going to be still some resistance levels that are going to be acting as possible stops for me to get out and possibly get back in at a support, so I can compound my profits. But we are, of course, going to see how that's going to play out. If you guys have any ideas, comments, please leave it in the comment section below. The next one, which is one that has been off my list for a little while, but since it has broken out of the pattern here, the falling wedge pattern, this is band protocol. And one thing that intrigues me about what's happening here is because it has broken out of the falling wedge pattern, and I have a price target on it at about $19. Now, this I would act with caution because on the weekly it's way overextended. This is the RSI on the weekly, it's way overbought, and when that happens, I would really be very careful with my position. Now, with that in mind, on your lower time frame RSIs, you are looking. This is looking okay, and it seems like it could be a short-term trade opportunity, but I would not stay in it for long because look at the weekly RSI. But that may take some time to play out if this the price action was to bust. So this is something interesting for me to keep an eye out on. I think this is a short-term trading opportunity until there's going to be I think there's going to be quite a drop at some point to reset this weekly RSI, but we'll see. Maybe not for a few weeks, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out on this. So this comes to the conclusion of my analysis of some of my top altcoins on my watch list and Bitcoin. If you guys have any comments, ideas, please drop it in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next time.